We've got Stephanie on the line next. Good morning, Stephanie.
Good morning.
Hiya. So this is a difficult one. You've just found out, so you've been with your partner 2.5 years, and you've just found out that they've been keeping secrets from you.
Yeah, last week I found an email address that I'd not seen before, and when I asked him about it, he said he didn't know the password or the login details, and I couldn't have access to it because he didn't know it.
Well,
I'm not sure what to do.
That might be the case. It could be. He might have had an old email address that he doesn't know how to access. Yes,
I mean, giving one's partner the benefit of the doubt is always a good policy in the very beginning. But I think if a revelation like this or a discovery like this rings an alarm bell for you, there's probably a reason for that. It might be that this is the first concrete evidence of something that you've got, whereas up until then you've just had a bit of a nagging suspicion. So I wouldn't necessarily let it drop at this point. I think you're right. You know, when we have to have passwords for so many things, you could very easily have set something up a very long time ago. But there are ways in which people can reply to your questions, and I think if somebody starts to get very defensive and then says, oh, but actually I can't remember it, again, that for me would be another alarm bell. The defensiveness and the secrecy, all of those things erode a relationship.
How could you bring it up again, Stephanie? Because I imagine for you, you don't want to create a massive thing. You also don't want to sound like you're going mad and kind of being like, but I want to know what it is. I want to, you know, you sort of sometimes don't want to be that type of woman where you're questioning all the time. How do you bring it up? And also
you don't want to come across as a really sort of nagging person, but at the same time I think you have to have your own best interests at heart. And this is an opportunity to say, OK, sorry I'm being a bit silly about this, but, you know, I really would like to get to the bottom of it. Shall we just check that that email, you know, doesn't lead to anything, that you haven't got a sort of profile anywhere else, but almost do it quite lightheartedly. And again, see the reaction. Test the reaction of your partner, because if they want to reassure you, if they love you very much and they want to make sure that the relationship stays on an even
above and
keel,
beyond,
they will respond to that accordingly. And
do you think he's capable, Stephanie? Do you think he's capable of having a secret life going on?
No, to be honest, no, I don't think he would, but I've been cheated on many times before, so...
And you're not
getting that as your
vibes. Yes, you're not. That's right. As Holly says, you've got that as a sort of in my background. These are the kind of things that sort of slightly set me on edge. So please, can you just reassure me? And again, if they love you and they want to reassure you, that will give you a very good message.
It's a fair request, I think.
Yes, I think that's an interesting point, because in a relationship you would imagine that maybe everything is up for grabs. But I think in certain relationships it is appropriate to have a certain degree of privacy. Let's say privacy and secrecy aren't necessarily the same thing. So if you discover secret activity, that's always a bit of an alarm bell.
Thank you very much indeed for your call.